What's up, guys? How's it going? I've got another package in the mail. This is 2 videos in like 2 days, so that's very exciting. I knew this was on the way, and I've been seeing the posts on Facebook, people getting their copies of this. It's from Grim Oak Press. I believe it's not labeled as such, and I didn't get an email notification, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be The Desert Spear, which is book 2 of the Demon Cycle by Peter V. Brett. Book 1, The Warded Man, I read it for the first time last year. Absolutely loved it. Love that book. It's one that I had heard about for a while, like one of my old college buddies, old college roommate of mine that we kind of nerd out over books together, had told me about it a long time ago, and I kind of just got around to it. It's phenomenal. I mean, the character arcs are so good. You know, you've got kind of 3, I believe it was like 3 main sort of characters that first book was following: Arlen, and then Leisha, and then Rozier, and they were all fantastic. I mean, there's tragedy, there's hope, there's cool moments. It's full of really cool stuff. And I stopped after the first one because I got the Grim Oak Press book that came out, and then stopped, and I knew this one was coming, and so I was waiting to be able to read the second book in this Grim Oak edition. So that is, yes, that's what this is. So I've got the slipcase and everything. It's a numbered edition, so it should match my copy of The Warded Man. And yeah, I don't know what it's about, but you know, if it's anywhere near as good as the first book was, then it's gonna be phenomenal. And the dust jacket, oh, it looks so good. And you can see I've got the first one over here, The Warded Man. So it's just, they go, obviously match perfectly. They look great together. Look at that. And the spines are fantastic. I really like these, you know, nice clean black slipcases though, and with the you know, like the circle of wards, you know, to repel the demons, basically. So let's take a look at this thing. Yeah, so basically identical slipcase. I really love the art on this cover. It is just so cool. So, you know, that I'm assuming that this is the, you know, I guess spoiler alert here for the first book. You know, one of the characters goes to the desert, and he's sort of, you know, fighting in like this arena, fighting these demons, and one of his, I don't know, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys. It's awesome, but basically, you know, one of my favorite things that happened is like, you know, because I'm a D&D fan, okay, Dungeons and Dragons, and like exploring old ruins, and you know, part of that book is like he's exploring these old ruins of like a civilization from, you know, kind of forgotten times, looking for, you know, offensive and defensive wards that have been forgotten in the current era, and, you know, and weapons and things. And one of the things he finds in like an ancient, you know, building or tomb or something, is this spear, okay? And that's the spear, and it's got like wards all on it, and it can be used to fight demons, and it's like a big deal. And yeah, I believe like Shardamaka is like what the desert people kind of refer to as the deliverer, and it's like this prophesied Messiah that's gonna like save the world. And that's, I think, gonna be, it's kind of how the first book ends, and it's what's coming with this one, with the Desert Spear, so it totally makes sense. Yep, number 392, so it matches up to my first one. So feels so good in the hand. You know, it's got these Grim Oak books. These are like their standards. It's I don't know, like a faux leather, I guess. Some type of leather on the covers. It feels nice. You've got gilding, silver gilding on the front and on the spine there. The Desert Spear. So I'm just super excited to read, and it looks like it's a thicker book too. Yeah. So it looks like it's a bigger book than the first one was, and I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. So I'll do a flip through. I'll bring you in for the close-up so you can see some of this stuff in detail. All right, so here you go. The Desert Spear. Here's a look at the slipcase. You got the spine, Demon Cycle Book 2, Peter V. Brett. It's great. And there's plenty of room in this slipcase too to put a Mylar jacket on the book. You got to protect those dust jackets. And look at that. The art is so great on this thing.
That's cool. That's just super cool. Not sure who that is. I'm not sure if I should know or not. Having read the first book, but here you go. Here's the look. The sun is setting on humanity. Right, the night now belongs to the voracious demons that prey upon a dwindling population, forced to cower behind half-forgotten symbols of power. It's so cool. The whole ward system is so cool. It's awesome that the setting is like, at a point where sort of there were past, more powerful generations or more knowledgeable generations that had access to wards and information about the corelings or the demons that modern society doesn't. I think Alan Williams is the same illustrator as the first book. I may be mistaken there, but I'm almost certain. So there you go, Peter V. Brett's signed copy, which is just lovely. Grim Oak Press. Love the feel of this paper. Love the maps too. I love the simplicity of the map. Like I don't know, it's just nice. Don't get me wrong, I love the complex, the big Tolkien-esque Middle Earth complex maps, but there's just something charming about some mountains, rivers, a lake, here's the desert down here, and it's all these places you read about in the book, are points on the map that you can easily sort of follow and track the story. It's kind of nice. Desert Spear. Mind Demons. I don't know if I know what AR stands for. It must be something to do with years after. I don't know. The art's just so cool too. So it's all, even the first book was like this, kind of these black and white illustrations. Really cool stuff. Especially with just the topic, right? With it being demons, it's just cool to have that kind of spooky, eerie, black and white ink drawing of these things. I wouldn't want to fight those things with or without wards, honestly. I mean, could you imagine being trapped inside a ward circle? Lots of the people in the books, they don't really fight the demons. They're scared of them, and they have wards on their houses, and they stay indoors at night, which is when the corelings come up, from the ground, and they basically hide from them, inside their houses. And if any of the wards have sort of smudged or anything, then it's like a weakness that the demon can basically get through, and you get these entire families murdered in their houses, and it's really horrific stuff. But I'm just telling you, the author does such a great job with the characters and with the, making you care about these people, and not just the main characters, but the random townspeople who are just trying to make a living or afraid of what's going on. Oh, look at that. That's very cool. So this is some sort of the grimoire. Yeah, it's funny, the word grimoire, because when I was thinking about, demons and smudging ward circles and stuff, it's very reminiscent of Solomonic magic from the real world, and, that was historically used. And the grimoires is what all those ancient tomes are referred to as. It's got, collections of these sigils and spells and things. So this is just super cool. So excited to have this thing.
All right, so there you go. There's a look at the Desert Spear from Grim Oak Press. Phenomenal job. It's got a great feel in the hands. It smells good. It looks good. The art's fantastic. Signed by the author. Grim Oak does such a great job with these sets of books and making them look just so good together. The only thing that will look better on my shelf than the Warded Man, just sitting there looking all lonely, is the Warded Man going right next to book number 2, the Desert Spear, and even from the backs, right? It just looks so good. I'm not much of a back. Look, I gotta fix the bookmark thing, the little page ribbon. It's gonna drive me nuts if it's poking out. But yeah, and just look at that. Just looks so great. They'll look so good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm excited to read this book. I really loved the first book. Warded Man is so good. If you haven't read that one, check it out. I hope I didn't spoil anything crazy. I don't think I did, but it's a roller coaster, and it's fun, and it's interesting, and there's all the good stuff. One of my favorite characters is Bruna, who's this like old, kind of like a witch, right? But she's like the village healer, but she's kind of cantankerous, and she's kind of the mentor of Leisha, who's one of the main characters, and she's just great. But yeah, I mean, it's just fun. It's just awesome. And again, like with the sort of the dungeon crawling aspect of like, because most people just stay in their villages and they don't travel, because at night is when these demons come out, right? And so, you really got to be somebody. Like the messengers and stuff are like very brave, heroic type people who travel from city to city because they have to spend the night out and camp out in the wilderness, which means they have these sort of traveling sets of wards that they, ward circles that they put out to protect themselves, but it's risky. So most people stay in their houses. So, for Arlen to go out and be kind of exploring the world and trying to find, sifting through old ruins and looking for stuff is just really cool. So yeah, anyway, there you go. There's your look at it. And I don't have anything else to say, so I appreciate your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.